I don't understand how you say you love your country at the same time as you normalize this convicted felon, which I can say now every day.
They average out the View hosts among the dumbest people on television.
Sunny's dumb. Certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say. It's not a well thought.
Underwood is making you look like a bunch of sissies.
All right, buckle up because things are about to get wild. Sunny Hostin is in the middle of another huge controversy, and this one's a big deal, so grab your popcorn. Here's the drama. Country music queen Carrie Underwood just filed a defamation lawsuit against The View after the hosts went off on her for performing at Donald Trump's inauguration. And just when you thought it couldn't get crazier, Joe Rogan steps in with a roast for the ages, calling out Sunny and the show for being a sensationalist circus. Yep, he went there. But here's the twist. Carrie's lawsuit is shaking things up in ways nobody expected.
It is the show that people love to hate.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
They get so much hate watching viral clips of them saying ridiculous things. I mean,
yeah.
it is a rabies infested.
What started as a simple announcement about Carrie performing at the inauguration has turned into a media storm, sparking heated debates and strong opinions. But here's the real issue. This isn't just about politics. It's about how we handle differing beliefs and opinions, especially in the public eye. Let's rewind a bit. Carrie Underwood is known for staying out of political drama. She's the country's sweetheart who keeps her views private. So when she announced she'd perform at Trump's inauguration, many were shocked. Her reason? She said it was about promoting love and unity. Of course, the internet didn't take it well. Some fans accused her of betraying them, while others supported her for sticking to her values. Social media blew up, and Carrie found herself in the middle of a storm. Now here's where it gets interesting. Most celebrities might have stayed quiet or backed down, but Carrie stood her ground. The more she resisted, the stronger the storm became. And just when it seemed like things would calm down, The View had to jump in, and that's when everything really took off.
Country music, I think
I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't do it, even though I can't sing.
You would not sing?
No, I would not. I would not normalize him. And she says, I love our country. How do you love your country and support and normalize somebody who was a convicted felon who really wants to destroy the country, in my opinion? I don't understand how you say you love your country at the same time as you normalize this convicted felon, which I can say now every day.
A lot of my family voted for Trump. They love the country and vote for him. I think that people make these decisions for a lot of reasons.
Okay, fine. And I would not be the person to say don't do it, because I believe in free speech and everything about it. I personally would not do it. No one's asked me, but that's another story.
I would love for you to do a roast at the Trump inauguration. Yeah. Okay. Oh, no one else had.
In a recent episode, Joy Behar didn't hold back. She questioned if Carrie's performance was truly about unity or just a politically motivated move. And that comment sparked a fire. The conversation quickly turned chaotic, with each panelist picking a side, and the debate spilled over onto social media. Millions of viewers watched the drama unfold, and the internet was buzzing with opinions flying everywhere. But here's the kicker. Carrie, staying true to her graceful nature, refused to engage. Instead of responding with anger or getting into a public feud, she let her actions speak for themselves. And that only made the situation more intense.
Star Carrie Underwood has spent most of her career avoiding political talk, but she's set to perform at the upcoming inauguration. She said in a statement that she's doing it because the country must come together in the spirit of unity and look to the future. And lots of her fans aren't thrilled about it, but lots of her fans are. So let's put this in perspective here. What do y'all think?
I personally hope we're moving beyond the era of politics where we want to cancel people's livelihoods because we don't like their politics. And whether it was the Dixie Chicks for criticizing George Bush, didn't agree with it then, and Carrie Underwood, if you have a problem, you register your complaint by not downloading her songs and not going to her shows.
Right.
But I also think from a business standpoint, it's not a bad decision for Carrie Underwood. 75 million people voted for Trump. Artists tend to skew left-leaning. So she's overnight going to become an icon of MAGA and the American right. She's probably going to make a lot of money off of it. So I get why she did it.
Some praised Carrie for her poise under pressure, while others questioned if her decision to perform was a betrayal of her fans and values. But the story doesn't end there. Enter country music icon John Rich. He took to Twitter to defend Carrie, calling her a true artist who shows grace and class in the face of hate. John, known for sharing his political views, wasn't alone. Fans from all sides of the political spectrum supported Carrie, saying that even if they didn't agree with her decision, they respected her right to make it. One fan even tweeted, "I don't agree with her politics, but I respect her decision to sing at the inauguration. Music should unite, not divide."
Go to spa day.
I'm not even going to tell you what I'm doing. Don't worry. I'm not talking. I'm not telling. No, because it was always in the books. Who knew this was going to be the day that it shows? Because it's also a very interesting day, right? The 21st.
It's Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you can choose to celebrate it how you want. You can honor MLK.
I'm going to honor him and at the
get a
spa.
spa treatment.
Well, as long as it's a free country and it holds, I would agree with everybody. It is a free country at the moment.
Well, yeah, but it's up to us to make sure that doesn't start to change.
Yes, right.
Well, we're trying.
Well, we're trying, yes. And it's important not to forget that we have that right. It is up to us.
Yeah.
Now, there are other people performing too, and I don't really even want to bring.
And this is where things go deeper. This controversy isn't just about Carrie performing at a political event. It's a snapshot of a much larger issue, the growing divide in our society. Politics has become a barrier to genuine human connection, and this situation raises critical questions. Can we separate an artist's personal beliefs from their work? And when does criticism cross the line into bullying or character assassination? The drama also sparked an overdue conversation about media responsibility. The View, with its massive platform, has the power to shape public opinion, but should that power include questioning a public figure's patriotism without consequences? At what point does critique become a personal attack? Joy Bihar's comments didn't just stir the pot, they ignited a broader debate about the media's role in today's polarized climate.
Her to be boycotted and canceled. John Rich weighed in saying there are several top-tier country artists who support Trump, and I wish they'd finally have the balls to come forward and be counted. Ain't nothing outlaw about keeping your mouth shut to appease the record label. Carrie Underwood is making you look like a bunch of sissy boys.
So, but then you pushed her and she said, yeah, I guess I am.
Well, I said to her, do you believe that women should make the same amount of money as men? Well, I guess I am a feminist.
Yeah, and she said, I guess I am a feminist. So I think people feel pretty strongly about it. I think art is art, and you have a right to perform where you want to perform. I agree with you, Joy. I can't sing a lick, but I certainly, and I have not been asked, but if I were asked, it would be a hard no.
Well, they wouldn't ask me, so I have nothing.
Right, yeah.
They're not asking any.
Calls to boycott and cancel Carrie Underwood began pouring in, but country star John Rich didn't hold back. He jumped into the conversation, tweeting, "There are several top-tier country artists who support Trump, and I wish they'd finally have the balls to come forward and be counted. There's nothing outlaw about keeping your mouth shut to appease the record label. Carrie Underwood is making you look like a bunch of boys." His message was clear. Carrie was showing courage where others remained silent. In the midst of the media chaos, a more personal moment slipped through. When asked about her stance, Carrie hesitated, then admitted, "Yeah, I guess I am." It was a subtle but powerful statement. One moment she's dodging political labels, the next she's standing in her truth. Joy Bihar even chimed in, saying, "Do you believe women should make the same amount of money as men?" "Well, I guess I am a feminist," echoing the complexity of labeling public figures. Joy added, "I think people feel pretty strongly about it. I think art is art, and you have the right to perform where you want to perform." Another host jumped in jokingly, "I can't sing a lick, but I certainly haven't been asked, and if I were, it would be a hard no." Then came the inevitable punchline. "Well, they wouldn't ask me, so I have nothing." Yeah, they're not asking any of us.
You know the words, help me out here. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of...
Fallout from the Carrie Underwood controversy has been nothing short of explosive. Social media is flooded with memes, viral tweets, and TikToks dissecting every angle of the drama. One meme captured the contrast perfectly. Carrie's poised performance labeled Grace Under Fire, alongside Joy Bihar's fiery remarks dubbed unfiltered rage. The internet is deeply divided. Supporters of Carrie praise her grace and refusal to be swayed by outrage, while critics of The View demand accountability, accusing the show of fueling division instead of fostering dialogue. Meanwhile, a growing group of people in the middle are simply tired of the constant outrage, calling for everyone to take a breath and stop turning every disagreement into a cultural battleground. As one tweet put it best, "At the end of the day, it's just music. Why do we keep turning everything into a war zone?" So, what's the real takeaway here? Carrie Underwood's decision to perform at Donald Trump's inauguration ignited a firestorm of controversy, but it's also opened the door to a much deeper conversation about courage, conviction, and the growing role of media in shaping public perception. Whether or not you agree with Carrie's politics, one thing is undeniable. She's standing firm in her beliefs, even when it's not the popular choice, and that takes serious guts. On the flip side, this situation forces us to ask some tough questions about shows like The View. Are they fostering meaningful conversation or crossing the line into personal attacks? And what does that say about the state of today's media landscape? Now, we want to hear from you. Was Carrie right to perform? Or do you side with The View's criticism? Should the media be held accountable for fueling division, or is this just the new normal in public discourse? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for all the latest updates, because this story is far from over, and we'll be here every step of the way.